And new at noon, a break in an illegal credit card scheme case.
Personal information stolen, including credit card numbers, names, addresses, and birth dates. Investigators say all to make fake credit and debit cards. And now the man suspected to be behind the scheme is in jail. State agents arrested Clifton Sneed III at Orlando International Airport this weekend as he walked off a flight from Las Vegas. News 6's Mark Lehman reports on the investigation that started in Groveland.
This weekend's arrest is something that's been years in the making, according to the FDLE. State agents say the suspect in this targeted financial institutions as well as individual victims. It's something they tell us it was all part of a scheme involving hundreds of fraudulent credit cards. 30-year-old Clifton Sneed taken into custody on nearly 24 charges connected to credit fraud. The arrest happening over the weekend, but investigators say the Claremont man has been on their radar for years.
There are 23 warrants.
The investigation launching in 2017. That's when Groveland police say they got a tip that led them to this neighborhood. During a search of Sneed's home, detectives say they found 350 credit, debit, and gift cards. That included over 250 blank or altered credit cards, along with equipment used for making credit cards. The case then turned over to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. That's where victims told agents their personal cards had been illegally used at restaurants, gas stations, and retail stores across Central Florida. All of this leading to Saturday when Sneed was arrested coming off a Las Vegas flight at Orlando International Airport. A judge ordering him to be held on $5,000 bond for each of the 22 counts that include forgery, criminal use of IDs, and possession of credit card making equipment.
Police in Montgomery County say they were able to quickly track down a thief who used credit cards stolen from a car outside of a Lower Pottsgrove church. They're crediting technology with cracking the case. WFMZ's Callie Desimone has the details.
Caught red-handed and apprehended moments later, Lower Pottsgrove police say this man went on a shopping spree with a stolen credit card at the Upland Square Shopping Center in West Pottsgrove Township, Montgomery County.
This time it appears the stolen credit cards were used at Famous Footwear, TJ Maxx, and the Best Buy.
Police were able to narrow in on the suspect with the help of technology.
The victim was receiving up-to-date text messages from her Discover Card company, alerting her to where the car was being used at that very minute.
Earlier Saturday morning, police were called to Berrien Bible Church in Lower Pottsgrove Township. That's where they say a car's windows were smashed out and a purse with the stolen credit cards were taken from.
Witnesses from other stores were able to identify the subject as the subject who did use the stolen credit cards.
Police tell us charges are pending and another person may also be charged in the case. At this time, they aren't releasing the suspects' names.
New this morning, a woman caught in the act using a stolen bank card. She's now locked up. This happened at a First Bank in Goodlettsville. And News Channel 5's Hannah McDonald's live this morning at the branch on Conference Drive. And Hannah, what really sent the red flags up here that got her in trouble?
Well, the people that she was using the information of hadn't told the bank that they had some fraudulent activity. Security team might not have been privy to this might be happening. So Alina Choo-Choo is now in custody. She on Wednesday night came here, used gift cards to try and get money out of this ATM, but that didn't really get her anything. Goodlettsville police responded to this location on Conference Drive that evening. It was around 8:15. This is the First Bank here, and they saw her trying to use the gift cards to get money out of other people's accounts. They ID'd her. They ended up discovering she had about 40 prepaid credit cards in her possession with altered magnetic strips on the back. They had been re-encoded with First Bank account information. Each originally had no value on them, but she was able to load other people's information and money onto the cards. The Secret Service, they are now involved. They are the federal law enforcement agency which investigates fraud. Now, Choo-Choo, she is not a United States citizen. She is from Europe. So although she is in jail and with a bond at $75,000, that's not going to be enough to get her out because she's also being hit with an immigration detainer. Police also believe here in Goodlettsville she's going to have other charges coming her way.
Identity theft can happen to anyone, anywhere, even when you're staying at a hotel.
One man who worked at a hotel here in Wilmington is now facing more than 70 identity theft charges, many of them stemming from stealing credit card numbers. WECT's Lauren Schuster got new details on the case today. And Lauren, you also heard some information on how all of us can keep something like this from happening to us.
Yeah, John, that fraudulent activity happened at several nearby hotels. We're working to pinpoint exactly which ones were targeted, but Kevin Wright was charged with 66 counts of financial card fraud and 71 counts of identity theft. He's currently being held under a nearly $4 million bond at New Hanover County Jail. And we uncovered that Wright was arrested in Durham in the past for charges such as using false pretenses to obtain property and financial transaction card forgery. And those charges happened in between 2012 and 2016. And how he obtained credit card information here still isn't clear, but I'm told taking precautions when making reservations and checking in could make a world of difference to protect yourself. Remember to provide a credit card and not a debit card when putting a card down with a hotel. And that way, in case anything bad happens, your bank account isn't drained. Plus, fraud prevention is much better with credit cards. And you should also use your own computer when traveling and ensure that you're on secure Wi-Fi connection at a hotel. If something does happen, providing police with as much information as you can is key.
We do need the card numbers for that card to include. If we can get 16 digits, that's spectacular. Typically, the last 4 digits of the vehicle is last 4 digits of the card is what we're looking for. Where it was used, the amount, and the time frame.
And again, we're working to find out which hotels were impacted in this fraud case. But what we do know is that Wright was active in between the months of February and May of this year. We'll have more updates on this case as we learn more.
A Nashville woman was surprised to discover recently that someone had stolen her wallet while she was grocery shopping. But it's what happened next that she says was truly shocking. In a matter of minutes, the thieves had racked up thousands of dollars in credit card charges. Here's how they did it and what you need to know to keep it from happening to you.
I'm at the register to pay, and my wallet's not in my purse.
While Jennifer Purrier was shopping at the Kroger in Green Hills, someone stole her wallet, and within minutes, police say the 2 people you see here were doing some shopping of their own with her American Express card.
No zipper, so it would have been easy.
Purrier says as soon as she realized her card was gone, she called the credit card company.
And they said, "You haven't been at Target." And I said, No, I haven't been at Target. And they said, "Oh."
Police say the couple worked quickly, and from Kroger, they immediately headed to the White Bridge Road Target, where they charged nearly $10,000 to Purrier's account. Their next stop was the Target in the Nashville West Shopping Center, where they spent another $8,000. In all, they racked up more than $18,000 in charges in less than an hour.
Speechless. I mean, even now I'm speechless.
And according to American Express, they swiped Purrier's card a dozen times in those 2 stores, buying mostly cash and gift cards.
It's like a money laundering that's happening right there very easily.
They didn't roll out of bed this morning and decide to become a scam artist.
Sergeant Michael Warren of Metro's fraud unit says these 2 knew exactly how to take a stolen card and quickly turn it into lots of cash using gift cards.
And so the cards can be sold online. They don't even have to physically ship the card. They can just sell the number.
And Warren says this is a growing problem, and not just here in Nashville. In fact, according to the credit card industry newsletter, the Nielsen Report, credit card fraud worldwide increased by nearly 20% last year, and in the U.S. alone totaled nearly $8 billion. The thieves in this case ran out of luck finally at the Target on Old Hickory Boulevard in Brentwood. By the time they got here and tried to run the card, Purrier had already contacted American Express, and the company had shut down the account. Purrier wondered why they weren't stopped sooner, but Target employees tell me they don't ask for ID, even on large purchases. However, American Express tells me there is something its cardholders can do. Customers who sign up for instant fraud alerts are notified anytime there's a large or suspicious purchase, an international charge, or a cash advance. And a quick call to the company can then stop the transaction.
I would just love to be aware of an aggressive effort to stop this.
And stop people, she says, like this.
Takes matters into her own hands when her credit card information is stolen and her account wiped out. She was able to track the suspect down and learned that she wasn't the only person he stole from.
Contact 5 consumer investigator Jessica Bruno is live in Stewart tonight with the story of how this woman turned the tables on the identity thieves. Jessica?
Yeah, guys, it happened here at the Wawa behind me. Christina Hood tells me as soon as she noticed fraudulent activity on her debit card car, she immediately started trying to find the person responsible.
I live paycheck to paycheck. I'm a single mother. Every penny counts.
So when Christina Hood's bank account was wiped clean earlier this week, leaving her out $900, she knew she had to do something.
That's a big amount for me. It might not be much to others, but to me, that's a lot.
She checked her account history, noticing 8 transactions she didn't make at gas stations in Port St. Lucie and another in Stewart. When Hood called the Wawa in Stewart, she says they had a hunch about who was responsible.
She was like, well, he's spending about an hour at the pumps. So the timestamp, literally, it was about 6 o'clock at night, 6 in the evening, 6:02 to be exact. And he stayed there till 7:03.
They gave her a description of his vehicle, so she decided to drive by.
We pulled in and I got goosebumps. I froze. I started shaking because that same description that I had fresh in my head was sitting right there at the pump, doing the same thing.
Hood called 911 and Stewart police responded. They posted these pictures on Facebook saying the suspect, Rosniel Jimenez Gonzalez, was caught red-handed with a truck bed full of gas tanks filled with diesel hidden under a carpet and 28 fraudulent credit and debit cards. He also had several stolen IDs.
But I'm glad I was able to stop him from doing it to other people because the way he hurt me, I don't ever want nobody to feel that way.
Gonzalez was arrested and is facing multiple charges. As for Hood, she's working with her bank, trying to get her money back.
I have nothing. I wasn't able to get my license updated. I can't drive, right now. I mean, my rent's not paid, my bills are not paid. Now I have to go to all these people and explain to them, this is what happened.